Namaste everyone. In today's video, I wanted to share with you that yes, we are all born here and we are here. If you're watching this, obviously you're alive, but we all need to go. One day we all need to go. And how do we prepare ourselves so that we go in a more peaceful, calm way? I actually read something recently from Spiritual B, and I was able to resonate with that from something I read in Autobiography of a Yogi, which obviously talks about Paramahansa Yogananda and his life. And basically what I was able to relate from that is that when we are leaving, there's two ways of leaving. One is to go peacefully, in a better understanding, knowing that there's no end to the soul. And then the second way is when you're leaving, you feel anxious, you feel so stressed, you don't want to go, basically. So you're like clinging on and really struggling. So there's two ways to go. And I know people don't want to think about how they go, because technically you can say eventually you're going to go, so who cares? But there's a method to this, and there's a practice to how we should live in our life so things are smoother for us when we leave as well. My name is Priya. I'm very passionate about sharing positivity, empowering others to live their life to their fullest. We're all creators. We have the capability to create our life the way we want. So let's make it beautiful together. Let's dive in. So today I know it's a different type of topic, might not resonate with everyone, but for me, if you're talking about birth, if you're talking about life, then death is also part of it. And you shouldn't ignore it. You should acknowledge it and know that eventually when the time comes, you want to leave without any regrets. So one way that I learned from the Spiritual Bee and the book I mentioned earlier is that when you are living, there's a lot of people, what they do is they say, okay, whenever I leave, I will leave and we'll figure things out then. But apparently some people really struggle when they leave. And for us to say, okay, I will reach enlightenment when I leave, or I'll leave and learn, whatever spiritual pathway you're in, you'll learn more deeper then, or you'll learn to forgive then. It doesn't work that way. Even if I don't know if you have the chance to watch The Soul. If you did, if you have the chance, please watch it. It's a beautiful movie. I'm not promoting it in any way, but other than the fact that the meaning behind it was very beautiful for me, and I was able to resonate with it. But what basically means is how you live your life is basically how you leave. So if you want to live a peaceful life and you leave peacefully, you need to, whatever you learn here, you came into this body for a reason, your soul development. You want to develop your soul. If you don't learn your lessons, even if you're not forgiving, if you're not doing things you're supposed to be doing, then there's no point on trying to do that at the end when you're leaving, because your soul hasn't developed. So you kind of leave with whatever you brought in this world. You kind of leave with that. Whatever you learned in this, you leave with that. You take that, and you're basically, if you haven't grown, then you're in that same position and you come back to learn more things. So the whole purpose is to have soul development. So if you're not developing your soul, then you're basically gonna repeat this whole scenario like a movie when you come back for many, many generations or lifetime. And if you don't believe in lifetime, you can say generations. So what you need to do is, in this lifetime, you need to learn to live your life more authentically, more spiritually, and develop your soul. And when I say spiritual, I don't mean just doing your prayers and, doing all these spiritual activities or religious activities and think that you're okay. But it's about soul development. So that includes services, it includes forgiveness, it includes how you made other people feel and how you have made an impact to others as well. So it's a whole combination. But one of the best way to do in this lifetime is being more conscious. And I spoke about being conscious, being more aware in my previous video. You can check that out. But being conscious in every moment is very important. So, and just because I'm talking about this, it doesn't mean I'm perfect. Just recently, I got very angry at someone, and I then was aware of that I still have this in me. As much as I talk about getting rid of it, I still have it. So what do I need to do? So bringing more conscious, bringing more awareness, kind of tells you that you need to still work on something. And when you're really aware of every actions you take, everything you do, make sure it matters. Make sure whatever you're watching is positive. Make sure whatever you're saying, whatever coming out of your mouth is positive. Make sure whatever you're listening into, those are positive, because that affects your energy. And one of the best way I find is that when you're following a guru or master, when you're following a saint, even reading their stories, and when you feel their presence in your moment, even if they're not physically there, even if they're not physically present in this lifetime, it might be an ancient saint that you're thinking of and learning about. Whatever it is, when you feel that presence, even when you struggle, even when you go through your challenges from your karma, because everything is based on karma. Karma is basically actions. So whatever you're basing that on, but when you have this presence of a spiritual person near you, you tend to pass that hurdle very quickly and more smoothly, and it actually helps you to see the bigger picture, to see beyond what's in front of you. So what I would suggest to you is that if you don't have a guru or a master in this lifetime, at least look into people, and it could be any religion. I'm not talking about, a specific religion. I'm talking about spirituality, which is much broader. Look into any person that you feel that is pure, that lived a life where you feel like you want to follow that. Listen to that person, and if they're not alive, read about that person and try to live your life in the best way possible, following that guidelines. Because when you follow those guidelines, you don't need to go through too much struggle, because they already kind of gave you a guideline, a tip book of what you need to how you need to pass these hurdles. So when you go through these things, when you purify yourself, there are so many other exercises you can do, especially when you go through so many emotions, especially all the stories that we hold on to. There's so many things we can do, including breathing exercises, meditation exercises, yoga. Yoga is like a union. It's not just physical exercise. It's a union of our mind, body, and spirit. When we learn to control our mind that way, when we learn to control our body that way and our emotions that way, then we really become a better soul. And once you start practicing on a daily basis, because it's not just about a one-time practice, then you continuously practice that throughout your whole life. You're basically purifying yourself and developing your soul throughout your whole life, that when you leave, you can actually leave very peacefully and calm. Your face will be more in a calm position rather than being in a stressed position. And that will let you to be in a better position to leave in a ease. And the saints, the gurus, the masters that you have envisioned will be actually there to guide you to transition. So this is just one way of looking at it. But even if you don't want to think about the end, just think about the life you want to live, all the struggles that you want to end, to transition yourself from that struggle. You can use all these tips to transition yourself. And it's an everyday work in progress. You have to keep working on it. It's not easy. It doesn't come in like a one-time practice and then, ooh, miracle, and you reached your whatever point or whatever level you want. But you have to continuously practice, just like taking a daily shower. Even though you took a shower yesterday, you shower again today, you brush your teeth again today. Why? Because you still get contaminated. So just like that, our spirituality, our thought form, our emotions, all these things get contaminated every day, depending on what we see, what we watch, what we feel, what we say, all these things. So it's important to purify yourself every single day. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, please click the like button, share this video with others. If you're new to my channel, please click the subscription button and click the notification button, as I'm very determined to creating weekly videos for you guys to empower you to live the best version of you. Until then, namaste.